Hi, this is Rebecca with RebeccasRoadmap.com, and today I want to talk to you about reverse engineering your week. So how to fix your weekly schedule so that you can get the things done that you want to get done. So I'm going to show you a page in Your Best Year 2018 by Lisa Jacobs. I'm probably going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. And I just printed this out in a PDF. And I think you can still get it for free on her website in the PDF version. You can also buy it on Amazon. So let me just zoom in a little bit here. You gonna focus? Okay, so this is my 24-hour clock on a typical weekday. So I usually sleep from 10 to 5. I meditate and journal. I have breakfast and get ready. I work at my job, have lunch. I work at my job. And then I can work on my projects. My projects are kind of the pink things. Dinner here with my husband and prepping for bed. So during the week, I have about 30 minutes during lunch and then about 3.5, minimum of 3 hours here. Sometimes it kind of depends if my husband's at home or not, if we're cooking, if I'm just eating leftovers. You ladies know how that works out. But anyway, I've only got 3 to 4 hours a day on a typical weekday that I can work on my business. And you ladies know, if you are at home with your husband or children or dogs or cats or what have you, that you're going to get interrupted. So this probably was actually more like 2 to 3 hours if we're being realistic, of uninterrupted possible work time. So I just kind of want to show you guys where I'm starting from. And just also know that on the weekends, like today's Saturday, and so these job hours here are actually the hours that I work on the business on the weekends. Probably at least this block, because it's here. We're 1 o'clock. Haven't had lunch yet, so actually we're right here. So it's almost lunchtime, and I probably will work a little bit more after lunch until my husband gets home. And so these hours on the weekends are the ones that I spend with my family. So that's where we're starting from. If you want to figure out how to make your weekly schedule work right, then you need to figure out what hours you actually have to work with. So that's step 1. I'm going to kind of zoom this back out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to set that to the side. Helps if I turn to the right page. Okay, so I did this over a few days, and I was working through my workbook there, but I started here. This was this past week. I didn't do a plan with me this week because I didn't know how I wanted my schedule to finish out. There were a couple of days left in VEDA, so I knew I needed to produce content for that, or I should say upload content for that, because I'd already created it. And I actually had a little backlog of videos that I hadn't had time to post because I was doing VEDA. So I started out with me looking at my week. Let me zoom in a little bit on this, guys. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. My mother complained that I shouldn't say she complained, but my mother suggested that I zoom in when I'm showing stuff because it's easier for you guys to read. Okay, so I kind of wrote down the days of the weeks and kind of what I wanted my content plan to be about. And see, I even wrote reverse engineer this. So I was trying to figure out when I wanted to post things. So I was looking at possibly posting 5 times a week, which is my current goal. And then the buckets of what I wanted to post. Now, these don't have to be content things. These can be anything in your life. If you want to work out, if you want to take online classes, whatever it is your thing is. My thing is creating content. So that's what we're talking about. So I kind of wrote down the buckets of what I wanted to create, and there were more buckets than there were days that I wanted to post. So I knew that I needed to kind of change up things a little bit there. And then I kind of wrote down the days of the weeks and kind of just said, well, I can do this here and I can do this there. And then I started going back and adding things because I'm really bad about overscheduling myself. That's why my schedule isn't working, because I've got too much in it, not enough of the right things. The things I need to get done aren't getting done. If you've watched any of my action plan with me, you have seen that my blog posts are not getting done. So that's kind of my goal here, to get my blog posts done. And then for this week, this is this past week, or I should say we're here Saturday, I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do on these days. And I ended up not shooting this journaling video that I was thinking about shooting. And I simply on Thursday sat down with this and tried to kind of figure out a new direction, and I shouldn't say new direction, trying to make sure I was on the right path going forward for this almost second half of the year. It's May now. I guess we're just in the second quarter. It seems like the year's halfway over for some reason to me. But anyway, so I was just kind of doing a loose schedule here to try and figure things out. And then Saturday, I've got actual times here. So I was trying to figure out how long it would take me to do the things that I need to do. And I was pretty right on with the schedule. I didn't do exactly these things, but I did most of them, and I added some things in actually. So tomorrow, this will kind of be, kind of actually be my plan. But the stuff during the week is where I overshoot and overschedule myself, and then I try to do too much on the weekends. So I'm actually trying to move a few things to the week, cut some things out of my week, and then do some things I need to get done, like the blog posts, on the weekends or during the week. But anyway, so this is where I started. Before I set up a big schedule, I kind of made a plan, and I kind of saw how this actually worked for my week. And then last night, which was Friday, kind of almost the end of the week, I sat down and kind of looked at this again with fresh eyes, jumping off from those previous pages. I wrote down my days of the week, and one thing that VEDA proved to me is that I can sit down and do one thing. I think I probably have mentioned that I like to do just one thing for each day of the week during the week, but I wasn't scheduling what I was working on. I was kind of leaving it up in the air. But VEDA made me work on the next video every day of the week, so that really helped me, I think. So I figured out when I wanted to post videos. So I wrote those things in first. So that is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And then I had these other days, other 3 days, where I was like, okay, well, those are the days that I need to work on my blog posts. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos and 3 possible blog posts per week. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to try it through May and see if it does work. And if it doesn't work, then at the end of May, I can do some tweaking a bit and figure out what might work. So I kind of detailed the things out that I needed to do for each of these things and kind of my buckets that they were going to go in, like what type of video for which channel on which day did I want to post, because quite frankly, like a food video takes forever to edit if you don't shoot it right. If you do shoot it right, it still takes a long time to edit. But like a plan with me video where you're sitting and talking and there's not a whole lot of edits, that doesn't take very long to edit, and then your computer can just render and upload and all that good stuff while you're doing other things. And so I kind of try to figure out, like Thursday my husband has bowling, so that's a good night to write a blog post. Saturday I usually have quiet time, that's a good time to write a blog post. Tuesday often my husband is gone, that's a good time to write a blog post. I have trouble writing and concentrating if I have somebody interrupting me, which, you know, my husband's not doing it on purpose, but just having somebody else there and having to stop my thoughts sometimes doesn't work for me. It's not quite as bad when I'm editing a video because I've already produced the content and I don't have to think about what I'm doing or saying. I've already done it. I'm just piecing it together. So I've kind of tried to make my schedule work around my husband's schedule and the times when I can do my best work. So Saturday, I film my videos. So I wasn't wanting to add a whole bunch of things to that. So if I get all my video filming done, have some lunch, and then I can write a blog post, that would be awesome. So the other thing I haven't been able to do is do anything creative. I wasn't setting time aside to create any products or create any fun things. I've been saying I wanted to get back to art journaling forever since the first of the year, and I haven't made the time for that. So on Sunday, if I edit a video, which is not going to take very long, I should have most of the rest of the day to either do family things or to do something creative. So that's kind of, this is going to kind of be my schedule for the rest of May, so we can see how this works. So if you're trying to reverse engineer your week, you need to start off with the big things. What things do you absolutely have to get done? And put those on your weekly schedule first. And then you can see the next tier. What are the things that would be good to get done? So then add those to your schedule. And then you need to add in the things that would be nice if you got them done, but that you don't have to get done. And in fact, hang on a second, I have a graphic. Was it this? Hang on, it's in my other journal. I drew a picture. Hang on. I always forget a prop. I don't understand. Let's see, but I was thinking about this and the whole big rock thing. I know y'all have seen this. Here, let me zoom for you guys. This is another one of my little journals. But, so this was my rock jar. It's kind of cattywampus, but you know, it worked. So I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was, you know, thinking about my wig and everything, and I knew I needed to have like projects. I put that big rock in first. I probably should actually put it on the bottom, but I didn't do that. So I put my current whatever money-making project in, and then I put my content creation around that. So these can be different things for you. You know, maybe your big rock is spending time with your family, and then maybe your secondary rocks or exercise. And then, you know, whatever else little time that you can fill in the gaps with is what you do. So that's going to be like some of my social marketing and network marketing and so forth to fill in my gaps. But if my intention is to make money with this, which it is, if I don't have anything that will help me make money as my first big rock, then that is not going to happen. So figure out what your big rock is and put that into your schedule first. And then the next most important thing, and then the next most important thing, add those things in till you fill your proverbial jar. So this week, well, tomorrow, when I actually sit down and do my plan with me, I'm going to work off of that schedule, and hopefully I can make my little pink pie pieces a little more productive. So I hope this has helped you. If it has, give it a thumbs up. And if you think it could help someone, please share it with them. And as always, I really, really, really appreciate you watching my videos. I hope you have a wonderful day.